Travel sounds like freedom. New places. New memories. One more adventure before time runs out. But here's the truth nobody likes to say out loud. After 70, travel doesn't just test your patience. It tests your body, your health, your money, and sometimes your independence. Most seniors don't see the danger coming until it's already happening. Stuck in an airport thousands of miles from home. Lying in a hospital where no one knows their medical history. Or staring at a credit card bill filled with charges they never approved. And here's the part that should really make you pause. These aren't rare horror stories. They don't make the news. They happen every single day, quietly, to people who thought they were prepared. In this video, we're breaking down 5 real reasons why traveling after 70 can turn from a dream into a disaster, and more importantly, what smart seniors do instead to protect their health, their savings, and their peace of mind. Stay with me until the end, because the final reason has nothing to do with your body. It's the one that steals money, time, and peace of mind, and most people never see it coming. Let's get into it. Travel is supposed to mean freedom. No alarms. No deadlines. Just you, a suitcase, and the promise of somewhere new. For decades, that idea made sense. Travel meant energy. Curiosity. Adventure. But here's the honest shift nobody prepares you for. After 70, the rules quietly change. Not because you're weak. Not because life is over. But because your body, your stamina, and your recovery don't play by the same rules anymore. And pretending they do can turn a simple trip into something stressful, risky, or even dangerous. Now let me be clear, this video isn't here to scare you. It's not about telling you to stay home or give up on life. It's about clarity. Because the seniors who struggle the most while traveling aren't careless. They're the ones who were never told the full picture. If you're over 70, or caring for someone who is, you deserve honest information, not sugar-coated advice and not panic-driven warnings. In the next few minutes, we're going to walk through what really changes with travel as we age, calmly, clearly, and practically, so you can make smarter decisions that protect your health, your independence, and your peace of mind. Let's start with the first thing most people underestimate. Here's the first reality most people underestimate. After 70, the body becomes less predictable. Not weaker, unpredictable. You can feel fine for weeks, then suddenly, something small turns serious without warning. At home, that's manageable. Your doctor is nearby. Your medical history is known. Help is familiar and fast. But when you're traveling, especially far from home, even a minor issue can escalate quickly. A dizzy spell. Shortness of breath. Chest discomfort. A sudden spike in blood pressure. Things that might have been handled easily at home can turn into real emergencies when care is delayed or hard to access. And delay is the danger. Airports, cruise ships, long drives between cities, they all create gaps between you and proper medical care. And when minutes matter, those gaps can make all the difference. I'll tell you a story that's more common than people think. A man in his early 70s planned a relaxing vacation. Nothing extreme. Just rest, sightseeing, and time away. Halfway through the trip, he began feeling unwell, nothing dramatic at first. He brushed it off, didn't want to ruin the plans. By the time he realized something was seriously wrong, help wasn't close. Treatment was delayed. Stress skyrocketed. What was meant to be a peaceful getaway turned into days of fear and uncertainty. He recovered, but he later said something that stuck. "I wish I had thought this through before I left." Most people think this won't happen to them, until it does. That's not fear. That's reality. And health isn't the only invisible risk waiting on the road. Here's something almost no one talks about. Travel puts you in constant contact with germs, far more than daily life ever does. Airports. Security lines. Packed airplanes. Public transportation. Hotel rooms. Shared surfaces everywhere. For younger bodies, a cold or stomach bug is annoying. For seniors, it can be a serious setback. As we age, the immune system naturally slows down. It doesn't respond as fast. It doesn't recover as easily. That means infections last longer, hit harder, and sometimes trigger bigger problems. Respiratory infections are especially risky. So are food-related illnesses. Trying new foods is part of the travel experience, but unfamiliar ingredients, preparation methods, and water sources can overwhelm an older digestive system. And here's the part many people underestimate. One glass of water can ruin an entire trip. Dehydration, stomach infections, or food poisoning don't just cause discomfort, they weaken the body, increase confusion, drain energy, and raise the risk of hospitalization. Even something that seems minor can spiral when you're away from home and out of your routine. And the problem isn't recklessness. It's exposure. Travel exposes seniors to more germs in a few days than they might encounter in months at home. Which brings us to the next challenge, the one almost everyone feels, but few expect. Let's talk about exhaustion, the kind that doesn't disappear after one good night's sleep. After 70, fatigue hits differently. Jet lag lasts longer. Sleep is lighter and more easily disrupted. Recovery takes days, sometimes weeks. Long flights. Early check-ins. Time zone changes. Constant movement. It all adds up faster than people expect. And when the body is tired, everything else suffers. Balance worsens. Thinking slows down. The immune system weakens. Reaction time drops. What used to feel energizing can suddenly feel overwhelming. Many seniors are surprised by how quickly travel drains them, not during the trip, but after. They return home needing more rest than the vacation ever gave. And there's no shame in that. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. It's not about toughness or attitude. It's about biology. Recognizing that difference early can prevent frustration, illness, and injury, and it's one of the smartest things a person can do when planning travel later in life. And unfortunately, exhaustion doesn't just make trips uncomfortable. It makes them dangerous, especially when combined with the next risk. There's another risk that rarely gets enough attention, but it changes lives in an instant. Falls. After 70, balance and reflexes naturally slow down. Bones become more fragile. And recovery takes much longer than it used to. At home, you know your space. You know where the steps are. You know which surfaces are slippery. But travel puts you in unfamiliar environments every single day. Uneven sidewalks. Dimly lit staircases. Crowded terminals. Hotel bathrooms with slick floors. Historic streets were built long before accessibility was ever considered. All it takes is one misstep. And the truth is, one fall doesn't just end a trip. It can end independence. There are countless stories of seniors who were active, capable, and confident, until a fall during travel changed everything. A woman in her late 70s planned a long-awaited vacation. She stayed active at home and felt confident she could handle it. But navigating uneven streets in a new city, tired after a long day, she lost her footing. The injury wasn't life-ending, but it was life-altering. Months of recovery. Loss of confidence. Reduced mobility that never fully returned. What was meant to be a celebration of life became a painful turning point. This isn't about fear. It's about honesty. No trip is worth losing your mobility. And unfortunately, physical risk isn't the last hidden danger seniors face when traveling. This is the risk almost no one expects. And the one that most people regret the most. Money. Many seniors assume that if something goes wrong, insurance will handle it. Or that savings will cover the rest. But travel has a way of draining finances fast, especially after 70. Medical care abroad is expensive. And in many cases, regular health insurance doesn't apply outside your home country. A single emergency room visit, an unexpected hospital stay, or a medical evacuation. These costs can reach thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, of dollars. Then there are insurance gaps. Some policies quietly limit coverage after a certain age. Others exclude pre-existing conditions. Many don't cover last-minute cancellations due to sudden health issues. So when plans change, and they often do, seniors are left absorbing the loss. Flights, hotels, cruises, non-refundable. And beyond medical bills and cancellations, there's another threat. Scams. Older travelers are often targeted because scammers know unfamiliar environments create confusion and pressure. Fake booking sites, overcharged services, fraudulent transportation, stolen card information. These scams don't just steal money. They steal confidence and peace of mind. This is the reason most people regret traveling. Not the destination. Not the experience. The stress and financial damage that followed them home. Which brings us to the most important question of all. So does all of this mean seniors should never travel again? No. But it does mean the approach has to change. This stage of life isn't about proving anything. It's not about keeping up. And it's definitely not about pushing limits. It's about traveling smarter, not harder. Shorter trips instead of long-haul journeys. Familiar destinations instead of risky terrain. Places with good medical access. Flexible schedules with rest built in. Quality over quantity. Sometimes the most rewarding trips aren't far away at all, they're closer, calmer, and designed around comfort and safety instead of constant movement. Travel should add to your life, not take something away from it. And in the final moments, we'll talk about how to decide what kind of travel is truly worth it, and when staying closer to home may actually be the wiser choice. By now, it should be clear, this conversation was never about fear. It was about awareness. Travel after 70 isn't wrong. But pretending it hasn't changed can be costly. At this stage of life, freedom doesn't come from pushing limits. It comes from protecting what matters most, your health, your independence, and your peace of mind. There's no prize for exhausting yourself. No medal for risky trips. And no shame in choosing comfort, safety, and stability over stress. Some of the happiest, healthiest seniors aren't traveling farther. They're traveling smarter. They choose places that feel familiar. Trips that allow rest. Plans that can bend when the body needs a break. And sometimes, the wisest decision isn't booking another flight at all. It's staying closer to home and enjoying life without recovery time, without fear, and without financial strain. So before your next trip, ask yourself honestly. Is this journey adding peace to my life, or taking it away? Is it designed for who I am now, not who I was years ago? Because longevity isn't just about adding years to life. It's about protecting the quality of those years. If this video gave you something to think about, share one insight in the comments below. Your experience may help someone else make a better decision. And if you value honest conversations about aging well, staying independent, and living wisely, consider subscribing. Thank you for spending this time with us. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you in the next video.